I watched Jason X. And do y'all remember Space Cases? It's an old show that's basically if Nickelodeon did Lost in Space. It had a very young Jewel State in it. It's adorable, and I think most of it's up on YouTube for free. Go check it out. Anyways, Jason X's Space Case is wearing an alien's costume. It's got the energy of a sci-fi original series, and Bruce Campbell would not be out of place if he showed up and quipped at Jason. Hey, ugly, cut me some slack. Good Bruce Campbell impression, right? This movie knows it's dumb and is completely okay with that, and I think that is the best kind of dumb movie. Jason is being held in a super jail where the people in charge want to study him because he's unkillable. Think of the military applications. Rowan, our lead lady in a pantsuit, argues against this and is, of course, immediately proven right when Jason escapes Super Jail's version of a straitjacket. Everyone dies except Rowan, who manages to subdue Jason by cryo-freezing him. Jason still gets one last stab in, so Rowan heroically sacrifices herself to keep him contained. Fast forward 400 years, a class of students, maybe, and their teacher find frozen Jason and frozen Rowan, and they're able to revive Rowan with future medicine while Jason is considered, no, guys, he's totally dead, despite the fact that he still managed to cut a guy's arm off while frozen and functionally unconscious. 400 years in the future is basically the same as now, except everyone is wearing what the early 2000s thought future clothes would look like. It's giving Xenon Girl of the 21st Century, and I'm here for it. One of the students has a robot lady who he is absolutely sleeping with, but we're going to ignore those vibes because they do not serve us. Rowan adapts to waking up 4 centuries in the future remarkably well because she's immediately horrified they've brought Jason onto the spaceship. Honestly, priorities. If I had a nickel for every time Jason had been trapped on a ship killing everyone, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Of course, Jason wakes back up, and of course, the professor doesn't believe Rowan, and of course, he wants to study Jason for science or money or military research, whatever excuse the movie needs. And Jason, to his credit, also adjusts to being 400 years in the future shockingly well. No, where am I? No, what year is it? He just immediately clocks in and starts killing people. His first kill is probably the most famous in the movie, freezing a woman's face in liquid nitrogen and smashing it against a counter. It absolutely deserves to be on best horror kills lists because it's unique, it's memorable, and the effects still hold up pretty well. Although I do have one question. Jason, buddy, how did you know that would work? You just woke up from a 400-year nap. How familiar are you with futuristic laboratory equipment? The movie never answers that, and honestly, I don't want it to. The space class has space marines protecting them, and they immediately discover they are not in an alien movie. Jason absolutely tears through them, and then we get another fantastic death that exists solely so I can say, he got screwed. I am having a blast. I am giggling through this entire stupid movie. Eventually, Robot Lady manages to finally defeat Jason, and honestly, the robot versus Jason fight is way better than it has a right to be. If you came to see Chrome Dome Jason, though, you've got to wait most of the movie. But that's okay because Kane Hodder is fantastic in this one. He's huge, he's angry, he somehow has even more presence than he usually does. To actually defeat Jason, Robot Lady blows his head clean off. So, zombie rules work. I have been saying Jason is basically a zombie since part 6, and now apparently the solution was just take his head off. Why has nobody tried zombie rules before? Unfortunately, future medicine apparently works by saying, nanotechs? A half broken medical station rebuilds Jason, fusing him with metal, and gives us Uber Jason, or as I prefer to call him, Mecha Jason. Mecha Jason is huge. He's bulletproof. He's even more pissed off, which, to be fair, he usually is. And then we get my favorite stupid line in the entire franchise. Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Said seconds before Jason guts the guy. I love it so much. Then survivors decide the only way to distract Mecha Jason is to trap him in the holodeck by giving him exactly what every Jason wants. Skimpily dressed campers, his favorite dish. Apparently, Jason's one weakness is nostalgia. The whole sequence is a callback to the iconic sleeping bag kill, and I was absolutely cackling watching him beat one hologram to death with the other. Eventually, the survivors escape aboard another ship, but not before Jason crashes the original ship through a space station. I'm counting those as Jason kills. Congratulations, Jason X, you now have the highest body count. Jason still isn't done though. He makes one last attempt to kill everyone before the guy with total Tony Todd energy football tackles him into orbit. The survivors are saved. Jason burns up in the atmosphere. A couple of teenagers on Earth 2, bad name choice by the way, look up and see him falling and wish on a shooting star, which means the whole cycle just started over again. This is exactly the kind of movie that makes me feel nostalgic. Late nights watching bad sci fi channel movies just hits differently. It's bad. It knows it's bad. It feels like everyone involved had a great time making it, which makes it a great time to watch. It's not confusing, it's not clunky, it is just the cheesiest cheese that ever cheesed, and I kind of admire it for that. I completely understand why this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but it turns out I'm a tea drinker.